Ike Barinholtz has stopped by here. We just showed a clip of the studio available again today on Apple TV. You could see it right here on Roku. It's already been picked up for season 2. What an incredible cast. Ike Barinholtz is here, and we'll give him another round of applause. Seriously, man.
Thank you.
You are so very good in this show, dude.
Oh, my friend.
You chew the scenery. You are having, and the one thing that we get here that I like to hear is it looks like we're having fun here.
Yes, yes.
And every single minute I'm watching this show, I can only imagine how much fun you're having shooting this program.
It's always that balance of like how much fun did you have and how good it is, right? Because I remember when I saw like the Ocean's 12, they were like, we had the best time, and I was like, you should have worked harder in the movie. But this was one that, like this show where it's like it's fun, people, the vibes are good, and I think the quality's good too.
Oh my gosh! I mean, when you and again though, the shooting. Did you know when you first got, a call, a script, or the gig, that this is going to be tons of one long takes, sort of. And it's interesting that Scorsese was in the first episode.
Yeah.
It's kind of an homage to a lot of the way these films are shot.
Well, I said to Marty, I go, how do you like this? He goes, it's great, one camera. It's very French New Wave. That's how they did it. They had one camera. And I was like, what's your favorite French New Wave movie? Is The 400 Blows? He goes, no, it's Jules at Jim. Jules at Jim. I remember seeing it in the theaters, and I thought if I could make a whole movie that was just the first 20 minutes of that. And that's how I came up with Goodfellas. And I was just like cartoonishly, my tongue hit the ground. I was like, oh. But I had no idea this is how they were going to shoot it at first. When Seth first told me, he didn't mention this. And I think they first started they wrote that episode that was, I think the second episode is all about them interrupting a oneer.
Yes.
So we'll shoot the whole episode as a oneer. And then they were like, let's just make the whole show, every scene is a oneer. So it sounded very ambitious and cool. I didn't think it was going to work just because I thought they would bail and just kind of shoot it like The League, you know what I mean, conventionally. No, they really made a commitment to it, and their cinematographer, Adam Newport-Berra, is incredible, and he figured out a way to make it work, and it really looks different. It doesn't look like a lot of other comedies out there, and it's nice to have different, looks for stuff.
But the way I'm looking at it, I'm like, you're in the middle of a scene with you're with Catherine O'Hara, Catherine Hahn. I mean, two brilliantly funny women. Seth Rogen, we all know about, just to name 3, right?
Catherine O'Hara is incredible, man. I remember like one day we were talking about Canada, and I was like, I asked her a question about it. She goes, oh, I'm actually not sure. And I'm like, aren't you on the money there? And she goes, no, I am on a stamp. Like, wow.
Oh, that sounds just like her, right? That sounds just like straight out of Waiting for Guffman right there.
Right out of Schitt's Creek.
I know, exactly right. And so, but you're minutes on end into a scene.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yes.
And Cranston's in it too. Oh my God. But all of these moments, you're minutes into a scene. I can only imagine that the pressure's on to stick the landing once you're so deep into a scene, because everybody has nailed everything. All the shots have been nailed. And
there were a couple times where I was the guy that screwed it up. And that's a bummer. When like you just fluff your line and all of a sudden, the very strong camera operator kind of just quietly lowers his camera, and Seth kind of just chuckles and is like, let's try it again. And you're like, I'm really bummed right now. but everyone had their opportunity to screw up a take or two. I think I was on the lower end of that spectrum.
Well, that's good.
Thankfully, yeah.
But it's awesome. Congratulations on it, dude.
It's fun, and I'm so excited we're going to come back and tell more stories and dig deeper into season 2 and see who we can get.
In all seriousness, though, I know you were telling a story about Scorsese, and that had to be wild. For you to be in scenes with Martin Scorsese, on a set with Martin Scorsese.
It's the equivalent of playing a pickup game with Michael Jordan. It's like he's the GOAT, and I was very nervous, but he's such a sweet, old, lovely man that it was just absolutely a dream to be there with him.
So did you just talk about French films with him, or did you?
We talked about French films. We talked about I wanted to be respectful. I didn't want to like overdo it. So I would ask just a question. And at one point I did screw up because Buscemi's in that scene too, Steve Buscemi.
Yes.
And I was like, I'm so dumb. I was like, have you worked with Steve before? He's like, of course. I directed and produced Boardwalk Empire. And I was like, damn it. Sorry, Marty. I'm going to take a lap. But yeah, he's wonderful and just he started following me on Instagram.
Oh.
Which was very nerve-wracking because I was like, I really hope he likes pictures of chicken cutlets because that's mostly what my content is. So I haven't gotten any likes from him. So Marty, if you're watching this, hit that like button.
Yeah,
pal.
man. I mean, let's get Martin Scorsese liking on Instagram words I've never said before into a microphone, let alone without a hint of irony. Like you really want to like from Scorsese on
His
Instagram.
social media presence, though, is actually incredibly blessed. His daughter Francesca, who's so cool and funny and smart, and she kind of just does stuff with him, and it is like the perfect fusion of old and new media. It's pretty wonderful.
Well, Susie, who you know very well, my wife, right? She was there in London when we were out to dinner at the Chiltern Firehouse with dear friends.
Yep.
And the table next to us was just this massive 10, 12-person table. It was empty, and they started filling up. And it was clear that this was the post-premiere party in London for The Irishman.
Ooh.
As name them, they all showed up. They were all there. Scorsese, De Niro, everybody but Pesci showed up at that table.
When De Niro showed up, was he? Did they de-age him like they did in the film?
They did not. He was showing up as Robert De Niro, and then Springsteen sat down.
Oh my God!
It was stupid. And the reason why I bring it up is we talked about it on this show as well. That if you could only take a shot at talking to one of them, you can't go up to all of them, right?
Ooh.
Who would you pick? And I chose Scorsese.
I would pick Scorsese. It's either Scorsese or Bruce. Because De Niro, I love him, but he's an actor. He's not going to want to talk to you. Scorsese, I think, is probably the best conversationalist out of all of them. He's very excited. I could see Bruce being like, "Great to meet you. I'm going to order my calamari now." Whereas Marty will, I think, talk to you and engage. And if you just talk to him about movies, that's what he wants to talk about.
But he was at dinner. And so I had a plan.
Okay.
Where I went up. Ike, come on now. I had a plan.
Right, you're not going to let this pass.
Hell no. No. So I had a plan. So I went to the men's room.
Yeah.
Past their table.
Okay.
I mean, I could have chosen a different route, but I chose this route. Went up to Scorsese. Just talk to him and just say I'm from Staten Island. I gave that sort of thing because I think there's some good. I think the Goodfellas scene where Joe Pesci got spoiler alert shot in Staten Island.
Yes,
I led with that.
Very good. Very good.
Then told him that he's transformed the way that I watch movies.
Yes.
And whatever. He basically said thank you very much.
Yes.
At which point I then went to go pee. So then when he got up later on after the dinner, I figured this is my shot. Pushed my chair out, stopped him from leaving.
Okay.
At which point, several, I imagine, personally hired as well as Chiltern Firehouse hired members of the security staff swooped in to stop me from engaging. At which point, because maybe I'm from Staten Island or I was an engaging young man myself, he goes, "It's okay." And we took this selfie. We took a selfie. And there it is.
Look at this. Come on.
There it is.
Come on.
He was not happy, I don't think.
He looks thrilled. What are you talking about? I've never seen someone look more happy to not go home.
There's all of that. That's my Scorsese story.
That's pretty good.
Yours was making small talk about Buscemi
and Jules at Jim.
and French movies. And I blocked him from going to his courtesy car for a selfie. This all happened.
Yeah, we're all friends now, so that's all that matters.
There you go. And it's a brave new world we're living in. Ike Barinholtz here on the Rich Eisen Show, because the Pope is a Chicago White Sox fan.
Hey, guys.
Right? And you're a Chicago guy. Is it true your wife is a White Sox fan?
My wife is a White Sox fan. I lean more Cubs, although I have love for the Sox, but I grew up really close to Wrigley Field.
Yes.
Last week when it got announced, I was in the writer's room with my partner, Dave Stassen, big Chicago guy.
Now, is this for season 2 of Running Point?
Season 2 of Running Point, starring Rich Eisen.
Yes, that's where it starts. Thank you for that.
We found out, and it was. I'm Jewish. I don't know from popes.
Is that a spoiler alert?
Spoiler alert, everyone.
Ike Barinholtz, ladies
and
gentlemen.
Comma Jew, was shocked and excited that the Pope now is a Chicago boy. This is insane. The fact that for 2,000 years. We've had popes that are like, someone the patron has seen, we're gonna bless you. And now we have a pope who's like, well, my Italian beef preference, I like it mildly dipped, not too wet. The fact that we have a pope who knows about Italian beef, the fact that we know he's a Bulls fan. The Pope could tell you, like, well, I think Will Perdue did a great job for the Bulls. I think Wennington kind of supplanted it. Like, it's incredible,
Judd
guys.
Bushler talk from Vatican City.
To have the Pope turn to a cardinal and be like, without Judd Bushler, they're not going to beat Utah. It's too much to take, guys. It's too much.
I was gonna go. He is the first Pope who could talk about Maglio Ordonez. You know what I mean? with and Paul Konerko, right? And the video of him in the crowd of the World Series that Fox found and the White Sox found.
That was my first date with my now wife.
What?
We watched that game at the Hard Rock Casino in Las Vegas.
Wow.
And we're watching this, and now I'm like, oh my God, the Pope was at that game. It's insane. We have a Pope now who he has a take on Ozzie Guillen. Like, you know what I mean? He's like, yeah, no, he was funny, but it was too much with his son in the end, so they had to let him go. That's the Pope saying it. Oh my God!
So, what's more surprising? I'm going to ask the group here. Okay, this is a group question, Ike, for the group. What is more surprising, that the Pope is a White Sox fan, or somebody had a first date watching a World Series game at the Hard Rock Casino in Las Vegas?
Yes.
And then wound up getting married and having beautiful children. You know, lovely lives together that I personally witnessed. I kind of test. You love your wife, she loves you, and you got a beautiful family.
Beautiful family.
What's more surprising? I asked the group. What's more surprising?
Watching the game.
Really? Okay.
Watching the game.
All right.
Oh, the Pope.
The Pope. It's the Pope.
What are we doing?
It is the Pope.
It's been thousands of years of old Italian men. Now we got a guy, Chicago guy.
No.
He likes tavern-style pizza more than deep dish. Come on. Huge.
He's the first Pope to ever talk back at Ed DeBevics. Get away with it. The Wiener Circle. I don't know if he's ever been there, but
He might have been at the Wiener Circle.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, I think they had a sign up already that's like the Pope's been here. Their sign work is strong.
oh my gosh.
Incredible.
I thought the first sign that the Pope would be able to affect the Chicago sports scene is that the Bulls would win Cooper Flags.
Listen,
Lottery.
if it had been us instead of Dallas, I'm converting to Catholicism the next day. Unfortunately, that didn't happen, which is very interesting that Dallas got that pick. That's all I'm going to say.
Right.
But we'll figure it out. The Bulls will figure it out. Maybe get Giannis? Maybe.
I don't know.
What do we think about that?
I don't know about. That's a big mystery, right?
Can I make
now.
an appeal to Mr. Atzemko?
Yes, you may.
We have in Chicago, my friend, a Greek town that will rival anywhere in Greece. All right, Santorini, Greek islands. There's all these other amazing restaurants. I can name other ones, but please come to the Bulls, and you could have spanakopita, tarmusalata any night you want, as good as anywhere in Greece, my friend.
Keep an eye on social media to see if he is now declared he wants out of Milwaukee because he saw Ike Barinholtz talk about Chicago and Santorini.
Giannis, our Greek town is par none.
Do they dye the water in Santorini green every March? Do they do that?
It's a sister city to Chicago, so yeah, they dye it green. They dye the Mediterranean green.
All right. Now he's like, wherever he is right now.
Maybe
It's like,
I will do that. Who knows? It's amazing. I love him. Please come.
Let's talk a little bit more basketball, but something nearer and dearer to our hearts.
Yes, my friend.
And that is our daughters play basketball together frequently against each other this past Sunday.
On Mother's Day game.
I know.
Can we talk about this game?
Sure.
It was a true barn burner. Tie game with a minute left. And on my daughter's team, shout out to Eve, she hit 4 free throws.
Yes.
With a minute left.
Banked them all off the window.
Hard bank. But 4 for 4 under pressure, a 12-year-old girl, that is impressive.
Well, I also need to add, to break that tie, the person who created the tie by swishing 2 free throws was one Taylor Eisen.
I'm obsessed with Taylor Eisen. Taylor Eisen plays with the tenacity of like Allen Iverson in like 99. Like just hungry, going after the ball, unfazed out there. She's awesome.
And her coach, who you know very well.
The coach I have some issues with.
Yeah, okay. Susie will frequently, it's interesting you equate our daughter to Allen Iverson. Susie's frequent desire to have her practice is met with similar resistance on occasion.
Practice? Practice?
Pretty much.
Talking about
practice. Yeah, that sounds. I mean, Taylor doesn't go full, AI there. But the one thing that I do want to bring up here is I don't know how many banners your name is on anywhere in the United States on the wall of a gymnasium, Ike. But I can attest I don't have a single one. And the one that features my daughter and your daughter's name in Pan Pacific Park, they are right on top of each other.
So cool, man. It's so cool with Morgan too. It's like amazing.
Look at that, Coach Al getting it done. Foster Barinholtz and Taylor Eisen.
Come on,
and Taylor Eisen on the same banner. It's in the same gym.
For time immemorial, it'll stand there. It's amazing. Coach Al's great. Susie's also just like the coolest coach. Susie, your wife is the coolest person. His wife, we all know Susie. She's so cool. She's so smart. She's
Thank you.
Smoke show. We go to dinner. She turns to the waiter and busts out perfect Italian.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
Well, it was an Italian restaurant.
But still, I go to a Mexican restaurant. I'm like, hello. Can I please have the burrito platter? Yeah, it was very cool. She is alpha.
She likes to take the Italian car out of the garage every now and then.
Very cool.
But one last thing to bring up with you before we send you on with the rest of your Wednesday. You, sir, if I am not mistaken, have dominated not one but two game shows, correct?
Yes, that is true. Okay. That is true.
Celebrity
Jeopardy. I won the Tournament of Champions.
God bless you.
And then I went on the regular Tournament of Champions, and I made it to the quarterfinals.
Okay.
And then I went on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, Celebrity Who Wants to Be a Millionaire with my dad, and we won $1 million.
Yes, you did.
Wow.
Yes.
So the reason why we bring this up is any tips for this group that is after tomorrow's show, flying to Atlanta to on Friday record an episode of Celebrity Family Feud against the Dan Patrick Show.
Oh my God!
This is happening.
Oh, with Steve Harvey?
With Steve Harvey.
Oh my God!
The full deal. The full, complete Megillah, as we would say.
Oh my God.
Yes. Now TJ has appeared on The Price is Right.
Okay. True. Okay.
He left with a ping pong table and a popcorn machine.
Not bad.
After making it out of Contestants Row.
Yeah. Okay.
To the Showcase Showdown.
Yeah. Wow.
Having an opportunity to win not just his showcase, but potentially both, because the other person went over. Double over, unfortunately. There is the shot, actually, that we this is not mocked in any way.
No.
He found his camera.
You found it perfectly, my friend.
Thank you. So TJ has game show experience. I've been on Sports Jeopardy, right? I beat 2 Penn Staters.
Okay,
that's
true. That's pretty good.
Any advice? Any thoughts here? What do you got?
I mean, it's so tough because it's Family Feud and it's all like sort of. We had talked to 100 people.
Yes.
Any advice for Family Feud? I think be nice and loose.
Okay.
Have fun. I went into the Tournament of Champions on Jeopardy thinking it was like a fait accompli that I was going to lose.
Okay.
And so I just kind of went in with the attitude of I'm just going to have fun.
House money.
House money, man. Let's just do this. Have some fun. We'll make some jokes. And I won. Yes, so I would say go in with the attitude of like, let's just have fun. If Dan Patrick wins, who cares?
Wrong attitude.
Well, no. If you have that mentality, you will win. And Dan Patrick will lose, which we all want to see. So I think go in light, but in your mind, be hard.
Okay.
Be hard, guys.
Well, because TJ, spent too much time trying to entertain on The Price is Right.
I mean, they were laughing, Ike. What am I supposed to do?
He knows the deal. Like, he's right. If you can make Steve laugh, that would be really good. That's a good one.
Oh, God.
Make him laugh.
This is not the advice I was looking for.
I'm ready for this.
Not the advice I was looking for, to be honest.
On Family Feud, you don't want to go too sexual. Like a lot of people make like double entendre puns, and they're always wrong.
As a writer, the writing of the games and the clues are trying to funnel you in that direction.
They're trying to, but I feel like whenever I watch Family Feud, and people will be like, things you forget at home, and somebody like my wife's underwear, and it's like, no, you're just trying to be funny. Like that's not on the board.
Right. So that's where you don't want to entertain.
That's where you don't want to be funny.
Okay.
But be loose and funny when you're talking. Don't be too wound up.
Okay.
And then go to South City Kitchen afterwards, or Holman and Fitch if you're in Atlanta. Those are two amazing restaurants. Great burgers.
Right. Shoot. Now, notice he didn't mention any Greek restaurants because he doesn't want Giannis
because if you
to
go to the Hawks,
Atlanta.
my friend, you're going to be making Greek food at home. If you come to Chicago, there is a whole neighborhood where it is restaurant after restaurant filled with Greek delights. In fact, there might be a restaurant called Greek Delights. Please come to the Bulls. Please. This is embarrassing. I'm asking twice now.
You could have the Pope and Giannis.
What's that?
You could have the Pope and Giannis in the same spot.
Come on, guys. It would be like, this is it. It's like that. For Obama and Jordan, who?
That's
no,
right. No.
The Pope and Giannis.
That's it.
That's how we do it now in Chi-Town, baby.
By the way, that sounds like a really bad buddy cop show.
The Pope and Giannis. His last name is Pope, but they call him the Pope. And Giannis is just playing himself.
We're pitching now. We're pitching. Let's pitch this, man.
Call UTA.
That's right.
Let's set it up. Let's set this up.
The Pope and Giannis coming soon.
Coming this fall.
Oh my God! A new episode of The Studio is available today on Apple TV, and the season 1 finale is Wednesday next week. It's already been renewed for season 2. It is awesome. God, it is so funny. It is a dynamite watch. It is anxiety ridden frequently.
Yeah, it's not like super comforting, but it is fun.
Well, it's because it's shot that way too, right? And the music and the way that you guys act.
They want you to be as stressed out as Seth Rogen is, and he is just perpetual flop sweat and going, "Oh no, oh my God!" And they want you to kind of feel like that. So
I just laugh the whole time about it. I don't even get stressed.
Yeah, my wife when she watches, it's just like, "Oh no, no, no," and that's what I'm on.
And then Running Point available now for streaming on Netflix, renewed for season 2. You're in the writer's room for that.
Rich Eisen, star of Running Point. It goes Rich Eisen, Kate Hudson, and then Justin Theroux.
And then there's the call sheet.
That's
right. That's the way it is on the call sheet.
That's what it is in the call sheet. That was you requesting that, and we made it happen.
I told you this off camera. I'll tell it to you here. The number of people that I got texts from on that, it rivals anything that I've ever done.
It tops anything I've ever done by far. Like having a hit show on Netflix, a lot of people watch it. Like, hey, we went to school together in 2nd grade. We haven't talked in 40 years. Congrats. It's great.
I got the same thing. And I was only on a couple of these episodes, man.
It's wild. Man.
And
great.
I'd do it again.
Well, we got to get Susie.
Okay, yeah.
We're making it a Eisen joint.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. Eisen joint. Just have her character speak Italian.
Oh my God.
Let's do it. Again, The Studio renewed for season 2. Check it out tonight, right away, right here on the Roku platform through Apple TV, obviously. Catch the Rich Eisen Show live weekdays from 12 to 3 p.m. Eastern on Roku Sports Channel in the U.S.